What up?
Hello.
Alright, what's all this stuff?
That's splicing tape. That's a tape. That's a screwdriver. Those are tweezers.
More tape.
That's a tape deck.
Okay, so the tape that we're using is 90 minutes of blank freedom, high quality, Japan, which is what it says. But our album that we're recording and selling is only 25 minutes, right?
Yes. So
the solution is to remove the blank half, so that way when you get to the end, you know what I mean? You don't have like 15 minutes of fucking dead air.
Yes, correct.
Is there any fancy shit I need to know? Like, should I be wearing gloves? I mean, what's going on here?
Wash your hands. Freshly washed hands if you're splicing tape. What I'm doing right there is I'm just lining them up, and then I cut them together so that when you put them together, they match up.
And you pulled an extra, like, amount out, so that way there's, like, a little extra. I don't know how to say it.
I did that to make sure these are actually used blank tapes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some audio on it. So I just did that. I backed it up a little bit to make sure there's no, like, background audio.
Okay, that makes sense. Man, and we're selling this shit?
These are good tapes. You can record over these multiple times, and they sound great.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else we need to know? I mean, this looks pretty straightforward.
Pretty much.
There's no, like, I don't know, some sort of end of the line if you do this thing. Something bad.
Don't use Scotch tape.
Oh, you said, don't put the tape on both sides, right?
Yeah, you just put it on the side that doesn't touch the head.
Yeah. What happens if it does?
I mean,
destruction.
It's the professional way is to just tape that side.
Okay, and you are gonna put in the description the template for, what do you call that? Like the art or whatever?
Yes, I'll make a picture.
And then the other thing is we made a video like, I don't know, a year or two ago. What was that video?
The CD.
It was like paper sleeves, like how to do like a paper sleeve for a CD.
Yes.
And people were all about that fucking video, dude. People were like, give me a template. And I think it took us like a year before we're like, alright, request granted. So we'll get on that. And I'll put the link for that video below in case you're putting out an album like we are. We're putting out a cassette and a CD album. So that way, if you're doing like we're doing, you can make both and you'll see how easy it is. So I'll have the link for that video. Dude, that shit is legit.
Yeah.
So you used a pizza cutter, a dull pizza cutter to kind of
yeah, make the folds.
Yeah. And then you just printed this at what, Kinko's?
Yep. Behind the counter, don't use the kiosks.
Really?
They suck.
Really?
They're not that bad, but they're noticeably worse than the behind the counter.
You always call Kinko's, you're like, are your printers down?
Because they're down half the time.
I know.
It's pretty frustrating.
You cry?
I've made a lot of wasted trips to Kinko's.
It's a fucking printer.
Not reliable.
More reliable than elsewhere. Any other tips? I mean, this looks pretty straightforward. I
mean, make a nice design.
Wow.
You know?
Thanks for sharing. Alright, the door's to your left. Peace. No. So this next part where you shrink wrap it, like right there you have a fancy little machine.
It's a sealer.
But in the other video, you see how it can be done without that fancy machine.
Yeah.
Alright, peace.